Hey y'all, it's Gail teaching today, Friday. It's chair yoga for fall prevention. So you'll need two chairs or a chair and a wall. You have the option of staying seated in the chair, kind of, standing beside it, behind it, that kind of thing. Use that chair as your guide, yeah? Again, if something's weird, you don't like it, don't do it. Keep it between the easy and outs. Let's get started. Let me move this chair out of the way, and I'm going to come to the back of the room standing. Okay, and again, welcome to chair yoga for fall prevention. And let me say that one more time. Welcome to chair yoga for fall prevention. I've got my two chairs here. We're going to do a warm-up, a workout strengthening part, and a stretching, lengthening, and maybe some energy work too, checking our balance also. You'll need a block, a strap, depending what kind of strap you have. Maybe it's a TheraBand. Maybe it's a cloth yoga strap or a dog leash or a cat leash. I really like the cloth ones, but sometimes the TheraBands come in handy too. You don't have to go out and get a TheraBand though, okay? And again, you don't have to get a yoga strap either, but it's beneficial. So we're going to get started with a little bit of breath. Now, again, you can do this class seated. Scooch away from the back of the chair if you're seated so you can engage those tall posture muscles. And let's find our belly button, and then we're going to take 2 finger widths below that, then hop our finger down below and use the middle of your palm to place this here at the center of your body, and then the other hand above that. So I encourage you to breathe in and expand that belly as if you were blowing up a balloon. So here we go. My chest also expands too. And then exhale to really draw that belly button towards your spine. Now I've got a soft bend in my knees when I'm standing. And again, inhale, belly out. And exhale, belly button towards the spine. So when you do that low belly breathing, that helps to lower your blood pressure. It helps to lower your heart rate. And so there's some other good benefits for doing low belly breathing. And again, breathe in, belly out. And then exhale, belly button towards your spine. All right, we're going to start with our warm-up. So let's go ahead and shake our hands and bend our knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just know you can go at your own perfect pace, okay? All right, swing those arms, bend the knees also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'm going to step behind the chair and do a kind of arm out to the side and to the center and out to the other side. So kind of get some lubrication in those shoulders. And I'm also bending my knees to this movement that we're doing. This makes you feel dizzy. Keep your head center. There's not as much twisting when you do that. Or twist, have your chin fall to your chest. Let's do 2 more. This is 1 and 2, and bring it back to the center. Very good. From here, we're going to tap our arms forward and back. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fist, and then open the hands. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do some shoulder rolls. Hands on the chest and roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can have your hand underneath the knee. If you're seated, we're going to be shaking our feet and doing big leg shakes. So let's get started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's switch sides, switch legs. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'm looking to see how close I am to the back wall, but we're going to swing the leg a little bit more this time. It can be more knee into the chest if you're seated. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other side. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Feet a little wide, seated in the chair. Let's interlace the fingers, little bend in the knees, and push the hands away. That little stretch, kind of curve the spine to the back of the chair, back of the room. Standing cat back, seated cat back, and then bring it up sky high, whatever you can manage today. Very good. Bring it back to cat back, and then release. Beautiful. Shoulder rolls, and alternate them. And then bring them forward. From here, shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. Turn halfway to the side. A little strength building going on here. And release. Come back to the center. Let's do the other side. So shrug them up towards your ears. Turn over to the other side. Woo. Release and come back to the center. From here, we're going to do the Qigong Big Detox, also known as the Big Six. So we're going to do that at the beginning of class here. So take your hand across your collarbone and either tap above and below the collarbone or stroke across, encouraging lymphatic flow with the lymphatic fluids are in their body. Can't talk today. Oh, well. All right, let's do the other side. Again, you can tap across, or you can kind of drag it across. You do 5 to 10 times every day if you can. All right, then you spread out your hands, bring them in front and in back of your ear, kind of bring it down the jawline and down the side of the neck. Make sure the fingers go kind of back here a little bit too. So you stimulate that atlas point or the occiput. I think that's how you pronounce it. Well, it's close enough. Help your brain drain its waste that accumulates every day. All right, let's do the other side. And we do that, the stuff from our brain drains during the nighttime. So this is good to do right before you go to bed, at least here at the collarbone and at the jawline, the ears. Okay, next is the armpit. So you can slap into it. You can rub into it. You can squeeze. I like to take that thumb, also squeeze the pectoral there, the front chest muscle. Again, if you have breast cancer, men or women have breast cancer, they check the armpit, the pectorals, to see if it's moved to those lymph nodes, yes? All right, let's do the other side. So again, you can kind of go in here and just kind of tap or rub or squeeze. Again, my name is Gail, teaching this chair yoga fall prevention class. We're doing the Big Six Qigong Detox right now as part of our warm-up. Next is the belly. So, you know, the entire front belly. But what I like to do is find my ribs and then kind of go in the middle and then rub across, because that's the diaphragm. Sometimes it's like super stuck up into underneath the ribs. And then I just kind of bring it down a little bit. And then I just go ahead and slap or, you know, pound or chop the belly. Mine makes a sound. You can also kind of jiggle up and down too if you like. All right, now we're going to step our feet wide a little bit, point the toes out, and then where that leg inserts into the torso, this little hip crease called the quad, or the abdominal crease, you're going to chop the quad. If you get prostate cancer, this is the area they check to see, okay, did the cancer move into these lymph nests area, lymph node nests area, that's hard to say. And we're doing a sampler today, so typically you would be at each of these areas maybe about a minute, 45 seconds to a minute. All right, so next is the knees. So I invite you to clap the hands. Oh, do that again. Rub some heat into those hands. And then I'm going to bend my knees and just kind of tap, tap, tap on the outside. And then rub the knees. Y'all keep rubbing the knees. Rub, rub, rub. Okay. And then you take your hands back behind. Rub the back of the hamstrings, the bend of the knee, and the top of the calves. That's to help lessen edema, swelling in the ankles. then your sides or your thumbs are also kind of rubbing the meniscus there on the side of the legs. It's a good thing. Okay, good. Clap the hands again. Rub, rub, rub. Let's shake the legs as we rub the hands. And let's kind of march in place. Doing two things at once here. Oh my goodness. And then from here, hang on to the chair or hands underneath the knee. Let's point and flex the foot. So these warm-up sequences are designed to promote relaxation, flexibility, and overall well-being. Now we're going to rotate inward. Ankle rotations. Ooh. And then rotate outward. Very good. Now let's switch to the other leg. Again, we're going to point and flex. Notice what you notice is one side feel a little bit different than the other, maybe. Yeah. And then rotate ankle in. Ooh. Oh yeah, my little ankle bone was making a little snap noise there. And then rotate it out. It always feels weird rotating out. It doesn't do as pretty as a circle. And release. Once again, shake those legs. Yeah? Shake, 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 shake. All right, so let's do our balance challenge, shall we? So if you're seated, what you're going to do is bend an elbow and the same side leg goes up. You may have to use your opposite hand to help that knee up, okay? Those of us standing, toes towards the corner of your chair, bend the knees, kind of sink in here. And yeah, go ahead and kind of roll the tailbone under. So, you know, booty out, booty in. Bend the elbow, okay, hand on the chair. Lift the same side leg up and point the toe down. Now maybe you can release the chair, maybe not. Maybe you're feeling lots of stuff going on with that hip complex. Maybe there's some wiggling going on. And release. So notice what you notice there, okay? Wiggling, achiness, pain, or not, yeah? We're going to do the other side now. So we're going to bend the knees, roll that tailbone under, really sink into the floor, hand on that chair, bend the elbow up. This is called Golden Rooster, by the way. And then lift the knee, point the toe down. And then maybe you can release the chair or not. So I'm a little bit more balanced on this side. Maybe doesn't feel as spicy in the hip as the other one does. So again, you're noticing what you're noticing, okay? And release. Very good. Okay, we're going to grab our gear, our block, our strap, or TheraBand. You don't have to have all of that, but you know, do have either a strap or a TheraBand. And we'll do some of our strengthening things that we do. Okay, I'm making sure you can see me here. Okay, and let's do the yoga block first. So I'm going to take the medium width. You know, I'm going to adjust that camera just a little bit because I feel like there's lots of sky going on here and hardly any feet. So let me tap it down just a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Okay. I may have to tap it back up when we do the standing part. So, wow. Okay. Lots of foot room. All right. So we're going to do the medium width. And we're going to place it in between the legs and try not to have it like right on the sides of the knees, but about, I don't know, about 3 to 4 inches away from the tip of the knee in. And I'm going to heel toe my feet in to where I feel this activation or contraction energy in the inner thigh. Now, if you're not feeling it, walk the feet in a little bit more and just kind of really squeeze, like a, not like a hard squeeze, but like a gradual squeezing more and more and more, if that makes any sense. Does that make sense? I don't know. And then I'm going to place my hands back behind me because I'm away from the chair. So I've got kind of a poofy chest. I've got a little back bend going on here. Not too much of one, but a little bit. And I'm going to, with intention, press my feet firm into the floor. And notice how it feels different when I press my feet into the floor. Does it feel different when you press your feet into the floor? Yes? No? Okay. All right. Don't forget to breathe. Continuous contraction going on here also is a bone builder, by the way. So we're sneakily building our bones by having big muscle groups contracted for at least 30 seconds. Oh, We're going to try to hold it. Not the breath, though. Just the block. Woo! Press. Now, did you lose your feet? Press your hands on the top of the legs to really press those feet into the floor. And then release. Yay. Take that block out. Shake those legs. Stomp those feet. Kind of lose that little energy there. Now, softly hold the block. Not squeezy, but just hold it, okay? Make your fist or back of the palms. Rub those hips or pound the back side of the body just a little bit. Sometimes when we do that big old squeeze, we kind of feel it in the back side of the body, yeah? Woo! Okay, so now we're going to switch it to the skinny side, or you're going to squeeze even more if you have a ball, okay? So again, place it here. You're going to notice that you're going to have to go more in, okay? So I'm going to heel toe my feet in a whole bunch more, and they're almost like it's ankle bone to ankle bone, okay? Squeeze, in fact, hands on the side, help to squeeze. Now add on to it, press into the floor. Woo! A little spicy there. Again, we're trying to effectively strengthen the lower body to help us to walk better. So these exercises do a lot of that. So block squeeze, or yoga block squeeze. Woo! And release. Yay. Okay, shake those legs, stomp the feet, shake or stomp, and then let's do windshield wipers, just kind of out and in with those knees, just to kind of get some motion going on in the hip, yeah, kind of oiling the hip here. And then I'm just going to put my block behind me. It's kind of like we're doing teacup with the block, we're hiding it behind us. That's a chair Tai Chi movement. And then we're going to take our fingertips underneath our knee pit, lift up, lean back, and then basically do knee circles slowly. Again, we're oiling that hip joint, trying to be sweet, okay, which means sometimes slower. And then let's go the other direction. Woo, that leg is heavy. Anybody feeling any snap, crackle, pops today? A little bit? Everything's okay? Okay. One more. All the way up, 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 and down. Yay. Shake that leg. Stomp those feet. We got to do the other side too, though. Okay, don't forget. So grab underneath the knee pit. I'm going to interlace my fingers when I do that on this time. Lean back. Okay, so it's, pretty high up here. And then start your shape. Ooh. Notice that this side feels a little different than the other side, okay? It might. This one feels a little bit easier to do. I don't know why. And then reverse. Go the other way. Well, now it's challenging. Felt good the other direction. This direction, not so much. Woo! Let's do 3 more. 3, if you can. 2, and 1. Yay. Shake it out. Back, walk forward and back. Maybe a little stomping. Maybe a little on the floor. Yeah. A little vibrational energy. And switch. Step the other one forward and back. If you can't remember which one you step forward, just keep stepping. That works too. Very good. Make them still. All right, so we're going to take the block out, put it to the side. Let's do some knee strengtheners, but first let's warm up the knees some more. So clap the hands, rub some heat. Again, we're going to rub the knees. We're going to be gentle, sweet here with the heat of our hands. Again, not much pressure, and then reverse. And then do the up on the balls, up on the finger pads, the balls of the fingers. That doesn't make sense unless you're a tree frog. And then reverse. Kind of tickles a little bit. There's a little bit of that. And then tap, tap, tap. And then bring the feet out a little bit, tap on the inside. And yes, one more time, back of the knee. Walk the feet forward, back of the knee. All right. And just kind of shake it. Move those feet. All right, we're going to scoot back to the back of our chair. Back to the back of our chair. And then lift a foot up. Flex that heel, toes towards you. Woo! If you need to lift the leg to make it feel better on the chair, do that. And then lower hover, knee strengtheners, by the way, and point the toe towards the camera. And release. Let's do the other sides. Here we go. Flex the heel. Again, if you need to lift the leg a little bit, toes towards you. Really flex that heel. And then lower, and then point the toe away. And lower. Very good. Other side, flex that heel. Here we go. Flex, flex, flex. And then lower and point the toe. Point, 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 point. And release. Other side, here we go. Flex that heel. Oh yeah, right there. And lower and point that toe. And release. All right, we're going to do seated warrior. It's one of my favorites, kind of. We're going to scooch forward and turn to the side. And this is the one where we bring the leg right here in front of the chair, or maybe scoot it back a little bit. So we're really going to get into this hip complex, okay? So take the booty off the chair and scoot your knee in front of the chair. Now, some of us have shorter legs, longer legs. You may have to, you may have to step on a block to make the floor come up to you if you have got shorter legs. Just kind of know that, okay? And then I'm going to scoot back just a little bit more. So what I'm trying to do is, I tend to lean forward. I always know that about me. So I try to have my shoulder in alignment with my hip when I do this. So I'm going to scoot a little bit more on the chair. Very good. See, I'm already leaning. So I'm going to squeeze my booty that's off the chair so it activates all this muscles. Oh my gosh. And then if I want more, I'm going to shift forward a little bit. Woo! Now, whatever leg I've stepped back, I do that same side arm up. I hang onto the chair with the other arm. That's just me. Some folks do both arms up. I don't because I'm wiggly. And press into that forward foot also. Woo! And release. Yay. Bring the feet together. Let's swivel over to the other side. And bring the other leg back. Again, kind of get your bottom on the chair feeling okay, okay? And then maybe you're walking the foot back a little bit. Press into that forward heel first and squeeze the bun that's closest to me, that's off the chair, and then maybe shift it forward a little bit. Ooh, that was spicy. And then arm can go up, hang onto the chair. Just kind of opens up those ribs. It opens up that diaphragm a little bit because you're kind of doing a little back bend. It's kind of a little bit more exposed. And release. Yay. Grab your yoga straps. We're doing things in a different order today. I don't know if y'all noticed that. I'm going to take my yoga strap underneath, or your TheraBand, and kind of get it here to the halfway point and do my shoelace tie. Okay. Then I'm going to walk my feet in. So if it's a cloth strap, make sure you have at least a fist distance in between the knees, okay? At least that. But I'm going to tighten it a little bit more. And I've got a squeezed fist distance in there. Okay. And then I'm going to do my bunny ears. So we're tying a bow, or you tie a knot if it's a cloth strap. It's hard to tie a knot on the TheraBands. They're hard to get out of. Or you can use the loop. But some folks don't know how to do the loop, so I just figure a bow is just the easiest, yeah? Again, you can do this with a loop or a bow. You're going to cinch up on the loop. Now, my feet are pretty close together there, and I've got a little bit wider than a fist distance apart. So I'm going to walk my feet out a little bit to where I feel a constant contraction energy going on the outside of the leg. So I'm again, it's the theory of the wrinkles on the floor. We hate wrinkles. So we're pressing down, ooh, and then away. Oh my gosh, y'all feel it in the behind a little bit? Yes? Side behind? Yeah, okay. Woo! Now if you want more, take your hands and press the legs away some more. But don't forget to press down into the floor. That makes it extra spicy. What's the other word for it? Extra special. No, it does not make it extra special. It makes it extra spicy. Okay. Don't forget to breathe. I keep you in the pose to make you breathe, okay? because you're thinking, oh, it's going to be over here in just a little bit. No, it's not. We're also bone building here. We're staying in the posture a little bit, about at least 30 seconds, folks. Pressing down, pressing away. Woo! And breathing. Here we go. Breathe in. This is a variation of our clamshell. Remember that, okay? And exhale. Woo! One more time. Breathe in. And release the breath. Release the behind. Release that pushing outwards. Okay. We're going to take one of our feet and heel toe it in and kind of kiss the bottom of the foot to the side of the other foot. So that leg is kind of in a little bit. You can't really tell with mine too much, but you get the idea. Hand on the leg that's stable, other hand on that inner thigh, and push it away. It's a similar, yet a subtly different than what we were just doing, okay? Don't forget to breathe. Oh, the heart rate's going up. Whoa, okay. Now, if you can smile and breathe at the same time, that means smiling implies laughter, good drugs in the brain, and getting the breath. So maybe smile and breathe. Maybe it's not a smile that's very friendly, though. And release. Oh, my gosh. Okay, bring that foot away. Stomp the feet in your strap. Make some noise. And then press those feet firm. Yay. Press them out. Press them down. Woo! Down and out. Press down with your hands if you need to, or want to. I want to. I want to have strong hips. I want to be able to go up and down those stairs. I want to be able to have a better walking ability when I go on the sidewalk, when I go on grass. Sometimes you got to be careful, though, on those uneven surfaces, yeah? And release that. Yay. We're going to take the other foot, heel toe it in, kind of kiss the ankle to the bottom of the foot into that side foot. Press down on the stable leg, press outward on the other one, and press your feet into the floor. My voice is cracking. I'm feeling this in my behind. What about y'all? Yes, no? A little bit? Yeah, okay. Now, when you redirect your mind to the listening of the breath going in through the nose, out through the nose, sometimes that takes you away from those strong, strong sensations. So try that. Okay, here we go. We're going to listen to the breath as we vigorously hold this posture. Breathe in, and then slowly breathe out. Now I'm making a little noise as I inhale. Here we go. Breathe in. Woo! And breathe out. One more. Just one more. Breathe in. Yay, and breathe out. Release yourself. Okay, stomp. Wiggle. We can't quite wiggle very much. And undo yourself from that strap. Yay, I love it. Okay, next is our seated cat-cow, then our side lateral flexion, and then our unsupported twists. So I'm going to show this from the side. Y'all don't have to turn to the side though, okay? So we're sitting up nice and tall, those knees, at somewhat of a 90-degree angle. They're not tucked in. They're more away, maybe a little bit further away. But I try to, again, have my shoulder in alignment with my hip, and we're going to do the cat posture first. I'm going to scoot forward a little bit on my chair because I don't want to be rolling off, okay? So we'll breathe in first. The belly expands as we breathe in. Now I'm going to contract that belly button and then curve my spine to the back of the chair, or in my case, the side of the chair. So I'm looking in the camera here. I've got a little curve going on there. Yeah, okay. Now stay here. Breathe in. Maybe you hang onto the chair. Then you very slowly, you come out of that pelvic tilt, which can be spicy, into a tall seated mountain posture, which is your neutral position. So again, sometimes coming out of that pelvic tilt into a seated tall posture can be spicy. Go slower if that's true for you. It's spicy for me. Let's go into our cow posture, which is another variation of a forward fold, by the way. So breathe in, belly expands. Now take my hands on my legs, bend my elbows out to the side, and I hinge forward. Now, I don't drop my chin to my chest or chin towards the sky because that's just too much for kyphosis, humping the neck, that kind of thing. I keep my ears kind of aligned with the top of my shoulders. So again, like your hips are like that little hinge in the door, you just hinge forward and hinge back. So we're going to hinge back, but first we breathe. Breathe in, belly big. And then hinge back up to a tall seated mountain. Now we're going to do that cat part again. Stay here, breathe in, contract that belly button, curve to the back of the room. Woo! I feel like my muscles are peeling away from my spine. Stay here, breathe in, and then we're going to untuck that tailbone, come up to a tall seated position. That was better this time. Woo! And again, breathe in, stay here, belly big. Hinge forward for that cow portion of our cat-cow. Maybe you're hinging more the second time around, maybe not. It's okay. Breathe in, belly big. Come back to tall seated mountain. Yay! Okay, now I'm going to come back to the front of the room so I can see what y'all are doing. Again, I'm away from the back of the chair. We'll do unsupported twist. You know what? We're going to add on to a supported twist just so you can kind of like, ooh, that's why we do unsupported twist. So we do letter W, arms. So that means you're squeezing that upper back musculature, the shoulders towards the spine. So you feel like there's strength building happening here. So oftentimes where your pain is not where the problem is. It may be a referred pain. So my feet are a little bit wider than normal. So I'm going to heel toe them out a little bit more. And I'm away from the back of the chair. So basically, we're going to breathe in, let that belly expand. Now, you keep the chin aligned with your chest. You're going to turn over towards one side with these squeezed shoulders. So you're letting the thoracic spine do all the work. Now, I usually lose my outside shoulder, so I have to re-squeeze it. Re-squeeze if you need to. And we're going to breathe in, belly big. Belly button tie, exhale back to the center. Oh my, stay here, keep squeezing. Breathe in, belly big. Go over to the other side. Here we go. Try to keep both shoulders squeezed. Squeeze. I don't know what it is. Breathe in, belly big. Exhale back to the center and relax those arms. Yay. Shoulder shrugs, another lymphatic drainage opportunity with the shoulder shrugs. I kind of do flat hands when I do this. I don't know, it just kind of looks cool. Well, actually, it does not. But anyway. All right, let's do a supported twist. So what I mean by that is a levered twist. So let's take a hand and bring it across and place it on top of the legs. So you're already twisting a little bit when that happens. Then slide the hand to the outside of the leg. Now, think about there's a string on the top of your head, and you're going to lengthen up towards the ceiling. So you're kind of elongating that spine. Then, with the chin aligned with the chest, turn your body towards the back of the chair. Sneak the other hand behind you first, and then turn. Now, lift the hand off the front leg so you're not like pushing yourself into the twist. And then gently lay it back down. And then just think of yourself as a tall spiral staircase here with the hand behind you, little squeezing of the armpit, and the hand just resting on that front leg. And then release from that, come back to the center. Now you may have twisted a little bit more. Now those with back issues, you got to be really careful that you're not cranking yourself into a painful place. We're going to do the other side. So again, we're going to take a hand on top of the leg. And again, there's a little bit of a twist happening here already. And then slide the hand to the outside. There's that string. If you want to touch the top of your head and then just pulling yourself tall, please do so. And then take that hand, sneak it back behind you so you're away from the back of the chair when you're doing this, okay? There's already another little element of a twist here. We're going to keep the chin aligned with the chest as we turn our body towards the chair. Now, I'm going to take my hand off the front leg so I'm not, pushing into this twist. I'm going to take my hand off the back hand or of the back of the chair too. And then I'm going to gently place them back down to rest. Not to push into the twist even more. Woo! And then release everything, bring it back to the center. Shoulder shrugs once again, kind of go forward and back like you're shimmying. We do this in our chair yoga dance class. We shimmy this way, yeah? So again, it's upper body movement. It's good for the upper body. I love it. Okay, and then from here, inhaling, circle, sweep arms up. Keep one arm up, sneak the other one back behind you. You can be on that wrist or fist. And then, again, you're going to reach for the sky, and then lean your side body over. Woo. Sometimes air happens, like burps occur when you do these twists, when you do these elongated stretches, and that's normal, okay? Bring it back on up, and back on down to the chair. Let's do the other side, but first inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Other arm stays up, other hand sneaks behind you. Okay, then inhale, reach some more, and then lean that side body over. Ooh, I felt some of my spine bones realign. It's interesting when that happens. Didn't hurt, but it's just like, ooh, okay, that feels better. Bring it back on up and down. All right, we're going to move towards standing next. So let's move our gear out of the way. There's probably something I have forgotten, but I've already forgotten it. And I'm going to move my equipment over to the side. You know, I may still need a block, though, because when we do balance the pearl with a block, it's kind of interesting to notice that. So what I'm trying to do is get one of my chairs to turn sideways, because we'll do some of our leg stretches and that type of thing. Now I'm going to move my camera up now, don't I? Okay, bear with me. I was teaching the meditation class yesterday, and so I had to have the camera up close, and so now that it's far away, I got to readjust everything, yeah? So we're going to step a foot back. So step a foot back, and you're going to lay down on that heel, the other foot, kind of hop it to the back of the chair, and the leg that's closest to the chair, bend that knee, the other heel is down on the floor. Now, some folks tend to lean forward. Don't do that. Have your, again, shoulder kind of aligned with your hip. You may be feeling some side business going on here. Whatever leg you step back, that same side arm can go up. Now, if this feels really wiggly, you can take that forward leg, heel toe it out to the side, make it a little bit wider stance. That's okay too, okay? And then take that arm down, lift that back heel, step it forward, and let's do the other side. So step the other foot back a nice little distance, foot towards the back of the chair. All right, back heel down on the floor, bend the knee closest to the chair. You know what, I gotta scoot back just a little bit more. Those long legs need a little bit more room. Whatever leg you have set back, same side arm goes up. And again, I'm trying to think, shoulder aligned with my hip. I'm trying not to lean forward too much. I'm looking in the mirror there, or looking in the camera. Woo, this one's a little bit more spicy on this side. So, you know, you notice what you notice, right? And I'm a little bit more side to side wiggly. Hand comes down, step that back foot forward. We'll do the stepping back again, but then we're going to step back a little bit more. So a little bit more, lay down on that heel, bend the knee closest to the chair. So it's a little bit deeper stretch, contraction. Stretch for that calf, contraction for that hip flexor, the quadricep. Same side arm goes up. Maybe both arms go up, maybe not. Maybe not in my case, okay. Woo! I have a nice, long, strong back leg going on here and a bent knee with the other one. Bring the hand down, take that back foot, step it forward, hop, step, drag it forward. Let's do the other one. Step it back a little bit, then a whole bunch more, and then maybe a little bit more, okay? Heel down, bend that forward knee. Ooh, interesting. And again, I'm trying to lean forward to get out of the stretch, but you know what? Shoulder over the hip to have it be what it needs to be. Same side arm goes up. Maybe the other one does too. No, it's wiggly today, so it's not happening. Feeling it in that hip bone area, that calf, the bottoms of the feet, definitely. The back of the leg, the hamstring, the psoas, iliopsoas, I can't remember all the other names, but you know, they're there. Bring the hand down, take that back foot, step it forward. From here, just kind of step a little bit, shake a little bit. The next one's the one where we tuck in the tailbone, we kind of floss that sciatic nerve, okay? We're going to step back to the regular distance we did the first time. So step a foot back, get that other foot close to the back of the chair. Now, we're going to lift the back heel. Then we're going to take our behind. You know, our behind's kind of flared out. We're going to roll it in. So there's your little tailbone tuck. And so you're really on that ball of the foot. Same side arm goes up. There may be some shaking going on here. Maybe both arms, maybe not. Woo! Again, we're trying to floss that sciatic nerve to get it to be a little bit mobile, to be not so pinchy, yeah? Okay, arm down, And then take that back foot, step it forward. We're going to do the other side. So step the other foot back. It's normal distance there. Then lift the back heel. You're on the ball of the foot. Take your booty, tuck it under. Woo! Hang on. And same side arm goes up if it's available. Maybe you're hanging on with both hands. That's an option too. Oh my. And release. Release it to the chair. Take that back foot, step it forward. Wow. Okay. You know what? Let's go ahead and take the back of the other chair. We're kind of changing things up today. Let's do our forward and backwards walking. Now, if you only have one chair and hand on the wall, walking back and forwards, you're keeping your eyes forward. You're not looking down at your feet, okay? So we're going to step it forward, step it forward, step it forward. Now we're going to take the forward foot and go toe heel, toe heel, toe heel. So we're hanging on to the chair for safety, okay? Now switch the feet, take the forward foot back and the back foot forward. And then we're going to take that back foot, do heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. Here we go. Heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. If you want to let go of the chair, you can or not. And then just right here, look at your feet. What directions are the feet pointing towards? You really can't tell in the camera on mine. Then you take your forward foot, bring it back behind you, and do toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. Switch the feet. So you use different muscles when you walk backwards versus forwards, by the way. You can do this along your kitchen counter or down the hallway, okay, for your homework. Homework number 2. Take that back foot, bring it forward. Heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. And then keep it here. And we're going to go toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. Very good. All right. I'm going to move this chair over to the side. Let's do our leg swinging next, shall we? So strengthening the muscles on the side of the body. I'm standing behind the chair. And the first one is a very simple one. It's just, a little foot out to the side and back to the ankle. So here we go. Out to the side, back to the ankle. Can notice what you notice. Notice what's going on the opposite side. Yeah. Let's do 2 more. Here comes 2. And here comes 1. Woo! And walk in place there, just a few little marches in place. All right, now we're going to do the other side. So here we go. Bringing out and in. Here we go. I feel taller on this side. I don't know why. 3, 2, and 1. Little march in between. The next one is where we have the heel out and the toe in. We bring it out and across with that stable foot position. You may have to walk away a little bit away from whatever you're hanging on to. So heel out, toe in, bring it out and across. Maybe your hands are wider on the chair. Let's do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Maybe yours are slower than mine. Walk in place. It's okay, whatever speed you're doing today, okay? Just feel some stuff. All right, again, let's do the other side. Heel out, toe in, so we bring it out and across first. Here we go. Don't hit the back of the chair. Let's do 3 more. 3. This one's easier to do. 2, and 1. So I just said something. This side is easier for me to do versus the other side. Maybe you're noticing something like that too. Or maybe one side's more spicy. All right, so this next one is toe out, and as you cross, it's toe in. So this is another oiling of the hip joint, okay? Takes a little bit to get it figured out. So we're going to be toe out, cross it, toe in. Toe out, toe in. I could do this for maybe 2 more times. 2 and 1. Woo! Walk in between. Let go of that muscle memory when we do that. Maybe a little stomping into the floor. Get that vibrational energy. All right, other side. Oh my. Again, toe out, toe in. Toe out, toe in. Here we go. Toe out, toe in. Woo! Out and in. I can't quite go to the same height when I bring it across. One more. Actually, one more. Very good. And stomp and walk. So that really targets the psoas muscle there. Okay, from here, let's bring the chairs side by side. We're going to do that 3-point step drill. Most of the weight is going to be on the leg closest to the chair. And so again, it's a balance Tai Chi movement, and we use it in our fall prevention yoga. Fall prevention chair Tai Chi. So we're going to turn the toes once again towards the corners, bend the knees, so we're sinking down, and you kind of roll the tailbone under again. Now what we're going to do is a heel down, toe up, bring it out in the front. So heel down, out in the front, toe up, bring it back to the ankle. Out to the side, heel down, toe up, back to the ankle. And then point the toe back behind you. Back to the ankle. Stand up, march in place, 2-3 steps, and then go back into it. Bend the knees, sink into the floor, roll that tailbone under, and then bring that heel forward, toe up, back to the ankle. Out to the side, toe up, out to the ankle. Back behind you, point, 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 back to the ankle. Release, step a little bit, and then go back into it. Feet down of course, and tuck that tailbone under. Here we go, last time. Heel up, toe up, heel down, toe up, back to the ankle, heel down, toe up, back to the ankle, and then back behind you, back to the ankle. Now with this leg closest to the chair, I want you to swing the tension out of that leg, the one that was holding the posture, holding the balance. Very good. Let's do the other side. So I'm going to go over to the other chair, or you walk around to the other chair, other side of the chair, depending if you have 1 or 2 chairs, yeah? Bend the knees, roll that tailbone under, then we're going to do heel down, toe forward, leg forward. Woo! And then back to the ankle, out to the side, back to the ankle, back behind you, point that toe. Ooh, hello, hip flexor. Back to the ankle. Come out of it, walk a little bit, and then toes towards the corners, bend the knees, sink down, tuck that tailbone, and here comes the foot forward, heel down, toe up, 3-point step here, back to the ankle, out to the side, toe up, back to the ankle, back behind you, woo, and back to the ankle. Come out of it, 3 little marches, 1, 2, 3, feet on the floor, bend the knees, tuck that tailbone under, very good, hang on to the chair. All right, heel forward, toe up, very good, last one, to the ankle, out to the side, to the ankle, and then back behind you, to the ankle. Come out of it, take that inside leg, and swing it a little bit. So that's good for bursitis, for balance, getting ready to walk, getting ready to take a nap. One of the two. All right, beautiful. So let's go back to Golden Rooster, shall we? Again, toes towards the corners, bend the knees, contract the belly button, tuck that tailbone under. If you're seated, bend the elbow, same side arm, same side leg comes up. So come up, point that toe down. So I don't feel pain in my hip here as I was feeling earlier. I do feel a little wiggly, but it's about the same wiggliness. And release. Come over to the other chair, toes towards the back of the chair, bend the knees, roll that tailbone under, bend the elbow, bend the knee up. Notice if you can lift it up. Notice if it has to be close to the floor. It's okay either way. Notice what you notice in the hip complex. So this is less pain also for me. And release. Okay, grab your yoga block. We'll see if we can do this. So if you're seated, you're basically bringing the yoga block over to the opposite shoulder, and the opposite knee comes up. Okay, but those of us next to a chair, I'm trying to think how this is working here. We're taking our toes towards the angle here. I'm looking at my list here. Okay. I like to hang on to the chair. So it's still here, and then that leg comes up. Well, no, I'm sorry. It's towards the chair. There you go. And then the outside leg comes up. And you may have to have a hand on a chair. And release. Walk over to the other side of the chair. So it's going to be the block to the outside. No, I'm sorry. Block to the inside, leg to the out. I always get this confused, folks. So here we go. Block to my shoulder. Lift. I'm going to lift my leg first. And then try to have both hands on the block. It's not happening. I got a balance challenge on this side. It's like toes touching the ground. That's okay. We all got wiggly stuff, right? And release. Go back once again. We're going to get this somehow, yeah? So block near the chair. Outside leg lifts up. And then maybe you can grab both, both sides of the block. Maybe not, in my case. And release. Okay. Outside leg lifts up. Leg, arm there. You take the block over to that opposite shoulder. Maybe you can balance, maybe not. I'm doing timber is what I'm doing. I got to hang on to the chair. And release. Very good. All right, let's do sit to stand. I'm going to put the block in one chair. And I've got carpet here, so sit to stand is, how many times can you go from sit to stand in 30 seconds? And I can send you all the graphic in the email on that, so you can kind of check your statistics with, how you're doing. Come to sit down in the chair. Do you hang on to something when you sit down? Just notice if you do that. It's okay if you do. Yeah? All right. So the typical test is hands on the shoulders, feet more towards the back, the front of the chair, and then standing up. Ooh. Now that took me a little time that time. And then coming back down. I'm making sure my chair's there. So how many of those can you do in 30 seconds? Now some folks are like, I can't do it with the hands on the shoulders. I got to hang on. That's okay. That's how you build your strength. So that's what we're doing now is doing stand or sit to stand. And then, hover the hands if you can to come back down. You're going to be building up your strength. So you're not trying to like hike your arms up to come up. Okay, that's cheating. And if you have your hands on your legs when you come up and you come down, well, that's cheating too. Oof. All right, so typically what I do is, if you're practicing this at home, you have your chair up against a wall. If you've got wooden floors or slick floors, and the other chair in front of you, move that out of the way. And again, the way to build up the number of repetitions is to do this with the hands on the chair. And then just, contract that booty as you come down, as you come up. Try to do some without hands if you can. Notice your wobbliness or not. Notice if it's better for you with a wider stance, feet wider, or feet more together. And again, think about squeezing the booty. Squeeze the booty. Use the power of the behind to do this. This is like doing squats, folks. Well, the heart rate goes up too. This is a cardio portion of our class. Notice if you're starting to tire a little bit. Woo, 2 more. Some of y'all are just popping up and down. Y'all doing good. Me, I'm slow mode today. Very good. And then one more time, coming back down to the chair. And then to the front of the room. Woo. Very good. So notice your heart rate. Maybe you can place your fingers here along the side of the neck and notice if you can feel it. Yeah? Yeah, it's a little high here. That's okay. It is what it is. Okay, so feet a little wide, hands resting in your lap for a moment here. Let's have the eyes gazing down at the floor just for a moment. Breathe in and out. Make that little noisy breath in the back of the throat. It's called the Ujjayi breath if you haven't heard about that before. So you breathe in, make a little noise, and then same thing, exhaling. It's like if you had, dirty glasses, you didn't have anything to wash your glasses, you do that thing where you go, you create fog. That's that similar sound. So instead of having the mouth open, you do that same kind of little bit of a forceful breath as you breathe in. And same thing as you exhale. So it constricts the back of the throat a little bit, moves that little thing that's in the back of the throat. And it's another way to redirect your senses away from maybe some painful places in your body or a challenging yoga posture. Yeah. So, you always try to do that before you do a little bit less in a challenging pose. And again, let's breathe in and out. Now we're going to do something called the elongated breath. That's where I clap to a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You pause at the very top of the inhale. And as you exhale, I clap to a count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's slower than that, by the way. You pause at the bottom. So the elongated exhale is great for lowering blood pressure, lowering heart rate. So let's try that, okay? So let's breathe in and then slowly exhale. Again, breathing in, expand that chest and belly. And exhale. One more time, breathing in and slowly exhale. Good. From here, clap the hands, rub some heat into the hands, scoot away from the back of the chair a little bit. Let's do the jet lag technique, or the to help you sleep better at night technique. So what this is, I'm looking at my list here. We're going to rub one armpit. Now you do the left one, that's the one that's connected more to the heart. So rub one armpit. Let me see what it says here. We have to do this about 20 seconds. So let me look at my counter here. Let's rub, rub, rub. Again, you change time zones, you have jet lag, you're not sleeping well at night. Doing these next three things helps with lessening insomnia. 4 things. We're going to do 4 things. Oh, 20 seconds is a long time. All right, very good. Now, the next thing is, okay, I'm moving my hair out of the way. We're going to pull down on the earlobes. So pull down. So we have like reflexology. Your whole body is represented in your ears. Pull, pull, pull. And then pull in the middle, outward. You might hear better. Might look funny. I feel like I'm clearing my ears here. And then you got to pull up on the tops. Like you're trying to pull your ears off your head. I know it looks strange, doesn't it? Feels strange too. And release. We got to do that 2 more times. So here we go. Pull down, pull down. Oof. I like that one. This one's kind of tough to do with earrings on though. All right, and then pull outward. Does the one feel a little tender versus the other? And then pull up. Oh my. My ears are getting hot. One more time. Okay, here we go. Pull down. Don't forget to breathe. And let's do the outsides, pull out. And then pull up. Very good. Now this next one is for those of you that don't mind mussing up your hair, okay? You're going to take your fingers or your fingernails, whatever you can do, and go from the front all the way to the back, like a little mohawk, okay? So back and forth. This stimulates a whole bunch of the meridians in our body, but that doesn't get all of them. Then you have to take them from the side and go to the back of the head. So go from the side to the back of the head. I know it feels weird. And then you go to the back of the head, down the back of the neck. Everybody usually loves that one right there. Again, for lessening insomnia. 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. And of course, the one that we do in our hand tapping sequence is that soft cupped hand into the elbow pit. So let's do that one. And I always look side to side when I'm doing this. One more. 1, 1, and done. Clap the hands. Rub some heat into the hands. More circulation. Make that osteoarthritis, that arthritis feel better in those hands. Now, interlace the hands right here in front of your chest. And we're going to try to do a wrist circle. I just failed miserably at this yesterday. So wrist circle. Keeping the palms, or maybe it's a figure 8. I don't know. Okay, now we're going to do brain work. We're going to reverse it. Oh my gosh, this is where I messed up. The reverse doesn't work on me. It like fails somewhere halfway between. I don't know. It feels weird. One more, and then shake it out. Now, hands together. Now, pressing the palms, here at the base of the palms and the fingers and the thumbs, we're going to push this down towards our belly button. And get that, and just hold it there. So get that wrist, the palm, the forearm stretch, and then bring it back on up. Feels better when it's more up towards your nose, and then back on down. Press, 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 and back to the center. Let's do swimming dragon while we're here. So breathe in, push the hands one way, turn the head the other. Ooh, that's nice. Nice little twist there. Inhale, stay here. Exhale, back to the center. Now we got firm pressing going on here. Breathe in, belly big. Take the hands one direction, turn the head the other. Very nice. Stay here, breathe in. Exhale, back to the center. Now the hands rest softly on your lap, palms up if you can. Let's think about an ear towards our shoulder. Slowly. It may not happen. It just may tilt, you know. And then back to the center. Other ear towards the other shoulder. Again, it may just tilt, and that's okay. Mine's just tilting today. It feels like it's touching. I know it's not. And then back to the center. Very good. All right, so from here we're going to do our gratitude practice. So let's bring our hands to heart center together or palms together. And I invite you to drop your chin towards your chest in gratitude of just showing up today. And let's think about one thing that we're grateful for today, or that idea of gratitude. Bring whatever you're grateful for, kind of grab it and place it into your heart space, kind of honor it there. Breathing in, breathing out. Then from here, you can keep your chin towards your chest, or you can bring your head back to its regular position as I end our class today. So the light in me honors and respects the light in you. So let's take that peace, the strength, and the understanding, and that little attitude of gratitude, and let's pass it on. Namaste, which means the bright light in me honors and respects the bright light in you. This concludes our practice of chair yoga fall prevention. I'm going to stop the recording.